know, his late mother, the late and beautiful Princess Diana, said that apparently, and as ever I'm quoting here, that Harry wasn't the brightest bulb in the box. And when you think about it, chums, literally, he's proven this time and time again, but none more so than this particular video, which literally, as you know, these sort of kids' phrase saying, you know, broke the internet. That's what they hoped. And according to a well-placed source, Meghan Markle literally just wanted to knock out all of the bad press. And this is the line that always makes me smile, particularly when you speak to staff members. And Meghan just wants to show that she's a lot of fun, you know. She's not stuffy. She's not in sort of up there and thinking that she's above everybody else. She knows how to have a lot of fun. What's actually happened, though, is that this has spectacularly backfired. But what I'm about to tell you, well, may shock you for all the wrong reasons. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Lovely to have your company on a wet and windy day here in London town. Yes, it's been one of those days, you know what I mean? Out with the brolly up, brolly down, spitting, raining. You just think, oh, come on, this is June now. We need something a little bit better, don't we? And can I thank you, by the way, for enjoying the recent video about the 999, the man who created that. I know, what a great guy. And when you think about it, those are the things that interest me, as I'm sure many of you know in watching this channel. It's just the little things that we take for granted. And you think, okay, who came up with that? And why did it work so well? And why are we still using it today? And it's always the things that last that are the better things, aren't they? As I said, it doesn't matter if it's like the potato peeler. Who came up with that? Genius idea. Still used today. You don't need all that fancy contraption stuff, do you? You know the sort of things I mean. Nobody needed to see this, but we did, didn't we? This, of course, was Meghan Markle twerking, apparently at the head of the birth of her daughter, Lily. Now, let's be blunt, nobody's buying this. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And if you really wanted something to backfire spectacularly, then you could. Also, what's really interesting about this particular stuff is that how she's managed to rope Harry in. I mean, clearly, what you can see is there's no way that Harry's ever going to land a spot on Dancing with the Stars or Strictly Come Dancing over here. Zero rhythm and more or less, you know, literally debasing anything or any credibility that he had. Next time he stands up on a stage to give one of his insufferable speeches about climate change and, you know, climate footprint and everything, all you're going to see is this ridiculous thing. And this is now going to be problematic, actually, for Meghan moving forward, because what she thought was allegedly a fun piece is now going to be, well, literally brand damaging. But here's where it gets really interesting, because a former staffer tells me, and this is from an excellent source, I often say that, but this is a brilliant source, that actually there's more of this. You see, Meghan has been continually filming Harry for many years. Now, we've seen some of the pictures, haven't we? Say, like the blurred and lost picture of him at the Beyonce concert. But right from the very beginning, from the very off, Meghan fondly thinks it's great to document their relationship. And as a source pointed out to me, a lot of the video footage would be very useful moving forward, should, of course, the couple decide to go their separate ways, if you get my drift. And the problem that you have is that Harry seemingly also was blissfully aware of this. You know, he just thought he was in the throes of the first flush of romance, you know, love, whatever you want to call it, as his father famously said, or Diana did. And the bottom line is that, you know, there's a lot of footage out there. And this naturally could be very much turned into a huge documentary. Meghan Markle, it would appear, has literally manipulated the situation from the off. And as I pointed out in the original video when this first came out, wouldn't it have been a little bit more believable if maybe there were some hospital bans or the fact that there was a medical person literally in attendance? But no, what's fascinating is that literally Harry has allowed himself to sink this low. And it doesn't matter now whether he wants to rebrand himself as somebody on the world stage or indeed, you know, trying to make out that he's got other things to say. People will only see this. But I think the biggest revelation from this is the fact that there's far more damaging pieces of material that someday will come and see the light of day, all taken, some might suggest, by his ever-loving wife, and all, it would also appear, with the consent of the former royal. You know, whether you like Harry or not, you have to wonder about the fragility of this mental person, as it were, you know, the mental illness side of it, because clearly he's thrown himself into it, heartstrings and all. Meghan, somebody might suggest, has been very captivating and calculating in the same line. Either way, expect more soon. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.